Recording. Okay, perfect. Welcome in, ladies. Welcome in. Today is going to be so juicy. We're talking quantum physics. We're talking neuroscience. We're talking some spiritual truth. And by the end of this call, your entire life is going to make sense. You are going to understand at a quantum level why you've been playing in certain patterns in your life with money, with men, even with your body. This can be applied to anything. So we're going to talk a little bit about the quantum physics. We're going to talk about avoidant and anxious attachment styles. We're not going to stay there. I'm going to teach you how to quantum leap out of that, okay? Because this is something that pretty much all of us have to deal with. And it reflects our relationships with money and with men and even ourselves. I'm going to also teach you girls 7 ways, super practical ways to nervous system re-regulate out of this for good. So you can collapse timelines and you can bring your desires into the now. You can literally manifest what you actually want versus unconsciously manifesting what you don't want. Okay. And this is so exciting. I want you girls to really tune in, stay focused. I want you to let go of any distractions unless you're driving or something, then just make a note to come back and rewatch this. But just, I pray right now that your eyes are open, your ears open, your hearts are open to receive what is meant for you. And I know this is meant for you because actually this week, I woke up in the middle of the night, which never happens. I'm like a solid sleeper from the moment my head hits the pillow. My family laughs about it. That's the type of sleeper I am. But I woke up with this download in my spirit on how to re-regulate your nervous system. So I'm going to share that technique at the very end. And yeah, I'm just really, really excited for you girls. So let me know in the comments and say, I am ready to receive. Say, I'm ready to receive in the comments. Yes, I am ready to receive money and men and the type of life that is divinely meant for me. This is your birthright. And I know this works, what I'm about to teach you, because I've been doing this not only with myself, but with my clients, my private clients, and they've had such major breakthrough in the area of relationships and the area of money. So I just wanted to go a little bit deeper with you girls today, okay? Most people come to me because they got the hormone issues, got the weight issues, got the relationship issues, dating or marriage, doesn't matter, situationships, and then the money issues, hitting money caps, or you want to manifest more money in less time. You don't want to have fear and anxiousness around money. You don't want to have fear and anxiousness around masculine energy men, right? Or you're tired of being so numb, right? Numb to things, disassociated to things. And so playing in these patterns that you want to break out of. You're going to understand why this is happening, where this actually came from, and how to quantum leap out of it. I'm so excited. Okay. So baby, I do need my notes now. We're traveling, by the way, and so I don't have access to all the stuff that I normally have, but I'm going to be looking over here for a second. All right. Can I, oh no, I have to, can I, oh, I guess I have to do that. The only thing is that the sound is on. I don't know how to get rid of the sound in there. It's okay. It's okay. No big deal. Okay. It's the only thing is it's echoey.
You want to look at it? Want me to write down the notes?
No, it's okay. It's echoing in the background. Can you guys hear the echo? Let me know if you can hear the echo. Actually, yeah, I might need you to. No, you can't. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let me know in the comments. Actually, I'm going to explain what this is first, and then you guys can let me know in the comments. We're going to do a little bit of self-discovery first to see what your dominant emotional and energy state is right now around money and men. And then also you can apply this to body, but today I'm just going to focus way more on money and men, okay? Because those are the things that trigger our nervous system the most. Doesn't matter how successful you are, how smart you are, how beautiful you are, we can get super anxious around these things, or we can really disassociate from these things. And so if you guys have heard of avoidant, so summary, avoidant versus anxious attachment style. So avoidant attachment style means that getting too close to people, like intimacy or allowing healthy men in, you could be even married, okay? There is a fear around things getting too close to you. For whatever reason, it just does not feel safe. This all stems from childhood. Anxious attachment style is when you feel so anxious. Honey, can you take that? Sorry. Anxious attachment style is when you have a fear of abandonment. So it is when you are, so I got distracted because the echo in the background, but we're dealing with it. Okay. I can hear myself talking. Anxious attachment style is when you're afraid that the thing is going to leave you. So it could be men are going to leave you, money is going to leave you, something is going to leave you. Even, if you eat the wrong thing, the weight is going to come back. So it's a fear of abandonment. So with how you know the difference is this. When if you tend to feel like things are going to leave you, so you always want it there, you want to cling to it, you could be really attached, really almost needy in a way around money or men, that's more of an anxious attachment style. And that came from when you were a child. Like most of us, parents were not really regulated in their nervous system and their emotions. They were hot, they were cold. Dad probably left, probably with some divorce issues, or they were just really emotionally not stable, right? So there's always this fear in your nervous system. Your nervous system got programmed that it's going to leave. It's going to leave. Whatever it is that's important to you is going to leave. Same with money, right? Like if you grew up, maybe you had two parents at home, but there was always this fear of money leaving you. Money is stressful, even if you came from money, right? Or like a lot of us didn't come from money. There was always this fear around money leaves, money leaves, money leaves, right? So that got programmed into your nervous system as a child that money leaves or men leave, okay? Or just relationships, they leave. The avoidant is more of, I don't want to let anyone in close to me because that's not safe. Because if a man really gets to know me, he's going to judge me. There's some shame there. So I'm just going to avoid it completely. We do this with social media. A lot of you want to make more money, right? You want to make more money. You need to be able to be seen. You need to feel safe in your nervous system to be seen by more people, right? And this is not just you. Okay. Yes, totally. You can totally go in between both. And I'm not going to spend too much time on you figuring out what you are, because that could be used as a crutch. I'm just trying to show you why maybe you have some tendencies, but we're not going to stay there, because if you stay there, people are like, oh, I'm avoidant attachment. Oh, I'm an anxious attachment. Then you've just labeled yourself as this is what I am. And I put myself in a box and this is how the rest of my life gets to be. And not in this community. In this community, we quantum leap out of these things. Okay. But I'm just kind of painting a picture so you have a bit of an understanding of why maybe you avoid certain things subconsciously and why maybe you feel anxious around certain things. And yes, you can definitely toggle between both of it, because likely your parents did too. Okay. And what happens at a quantum level? I'm going to go a little bit into quantum. Can I go into quantum science for just like for a moment? Can I do that? Are you guys ready? I want you guys to understand this. And quantum physics, by the way, they're actually measuring this stuff now. This is why I know I'm ready to give this to you girls. I literally saw this on my phone today about researchers, how they are measuring, they're actually measuring quantum entanglements. So quantum entanglements, super simple, okay? Quantum entanglements is when two particles at a moment of intensity, they split apart, the electrons split apart, but they're still in sync with each other. Even though they're they're at a distance. So they don't have to necessarily be in the same location. They're in a different location, but it's almost like they're the same. They have the same properties. And that's how we can get energetically entangled with other people or with men or with situations where there was a moment in your life where there was high intensity, a high emotional state, and it got programmed into your nervous system. But that goes all the way down. This is so crazy, to a quantum level, to like an atomic and electron level. It got programmed into it. It has to be in a moment of intensity. And even if now you're an adult, you're like, I don't understand. I'm an adult. I know better at a head knowledge. Why do I keep playing out these same patterns from childhood? Well, you're still quantum entangled in that reality and it's playing out. And then, so how they're actually now decoupling, it's called decoupling, how they're decoupling these atoms, these electrons that have been coupled together in this moment, entangled, energetically entangled together, is when the other atom or the other electron spends more time in a new surrounding. You can look this up. This is actual quantum science. In a new surrounding, it actually decouples from its old what it was entangled with, the other atom it was entangled with. So that's essentially what I'm teaching you girls, right? Where it's like, we grew up, we had these things happen, and it might have just happened. It might have happened last year. It might have happened a month ago, where you went through something super intense emotionally. It could be around divorce. It could be around a loss of a spouse, a loss of a child. We have women in here that have gone through everything imagined. We have women in here that are still going through stuff. It could have been from abuse. It could be from financial loss. It could have just been, maybe you did have two parents at home, but there was just a lot of stress around certain things. You got energetically coupled or entangled in that at a subconscious level. You don't even realize that you are entangled in that. And then how to actually decouple yourself from that reality and quantum leap into a new reality that has the amazing body where you feel good and healthy in your hormones, that has the amazing marriage, juicy marriage with the provider energy husband, that has the business, that has the high cash flow months where you're working less. We want to decouple you from your old reality so you can quantum leap into your new reality. Okay. But how that actually happens at a quantum level is you need to be so surrounded in a new environment with a lot of new emotion. And what happens is that allows you to decouple yourself from that old reality. And I'm gonna get really practical on how you're gonna do that on this call, but we're starting off at an atomic level first. Okay. And by doing that, that's how you actually quantum decouple yourself from that old reality. Okay. So now let's look at your nervous system. Okay. And then we'll get into the actual practical steps. So now it's like, okay, Natasha, I'm kind of getting it. Maybe it's still kind of confusing. That's okay. Stick with me. Okay. Let's talk about nervous system dysregulation. So nervous system dysregulation is when, at a head knowledge, you have these goals, you have these desires, at a head knowledge, it's your birthright. You might be a woman of God. You're a kingdom woman. You know that God wants a healthy, juicy marriage for you. You know that God wants you to live in prosperity and live in this reality of abundance, this frequency of abundance everywhere you go. Money just shows up for you. You know at a deep level that you get to live a life on purpose. You get to travel around. You get to have freedom. You get to be healthy, hormonally balanced. You get to have that. You know that at a head knowledge. But then your body is doing something totally different, or your reality is doing something totally different. So what's happening is there's something called a dysregulation. It's when you know it at a head knowledge, but your nervous system is still coupled to your past. Okay. It's still coupled to your past. So your nervous system is like, okay, I'm just doing instinctively what I know, what I've been programmed to do, kind of like the BlackBerry. The BlackBerry served its purpose, but it's just not going to do what we needed to do in this reality, right? It worked, 20 years ago, but it's not going to work in this reality. That's what our nervous system is like. The best example of this, you guys, is you guys have heard of Simone Biles? This is, oh, I love this example of a nervous system dysregulation. So thanks, baby. So Simone Biles a few years ago, not this Olympics, but was it the last Olympics, honey? That she had the twisties, or yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys know the story. So Simone Biles is like probably the greatest athlete, one of the greatest athletes of all time, right? And so during her last Olympics, I don't know if you guys know this, but she actually opted out because and they said it was her mental health, which it was, and people were so mad at her for like just dropping out. But what she actually had was nervous system dysregulation. So that means in gymnastics they call it the twisties. So that's when, at a head knowledge, you know what to do, like the routines, but your body literally will not do it. And it's dangerous, right? Because these women are like flipping up in the air, turning upside down. And if your nervous system is not doing what your head is telling it to do, you could literally fall on your neck and die. And she knew this and she understood it because it's common in the gymnastics world. Most people don't know it. So she's like, I need to opt out of this Olympics, right? And then people were shaming her for it, and all this stuff. But it was so good that she did it because she understood that she was dysregulated. She didn't use those terminologies. They use the term twisties. Yeah. So go watch the documentary on Netflix on Simone Biles after this call, and your entire life will make sense. Okay. So how she healed this, how you heal twisties, is she had to have fun practicing again. So it's like literally what I teach you girls in this entire community. So she had to go. So she wasn't competing for about, I think it was like a year and a half. She couldn't compete, but every single day she would go to the gym and she would practice, but she kept it really fun. She had to keep it fun and just light, and like they're showing this documentary, her like falling and like doing all these things because her brain and her nervous system weren't in sync yet. And what happened, as she kept practicing, as she kept having fun, she was rewiring in her nervous system that her nervous system is safe, and that this is normal to do these flips and these turns and everything. She had to rewire her nervous system to match what she knew in her mind. And it happened through repetition. So the two things I teach you girls in this community: repetition, right? The brainwashing every single day. And number two is having fun. Having fun. Because if you're not having fun, you are, if things are stressful and you're shaming yourself, and you think there's something wrong with you, you're broken, you're messing up, you just shame yourself, you actually dysregulate your nervous system even more. Versus when you keep it fun and light and you practice new things and you do it over and over and over again in a fun, safe environment, you decouple yourself from the old reality and you create a new reality. So, but you have to reprogram it into your nervous system. And then what did she do? This Olympics, she cleaned up. She cleaned up this Olympics, right? But she went through that phase where people were shaming her because they don't understand, right? They don't understand. And this is what we do, right? I'm getting goosebumps, right? So this is what we do. This is why this is so groundbreaking for me. And this is literally the root reason why I created the Feminine Energy Academy, for this reason. Because we go through our day and we're like, I know I'm supposed to show up this way in business or with my clients, or I know that I have the potential to make this type of money, or I know that I need to start dating again, or I know that I need to start feeling safe in my marriage again, if you're in a healthy marriage, by the way. But I just can't get myself to do it, right? And then we call it procrastination, right? Or we just numb ourselves, just totally dissociate, right? Or here's another thing that we do. We're like, I'll do this later. I'm going to focus on this thing that doesn't actually push the needle forward to tell myself I'm busy, and being productive, but really I'm avoiding the thing I actually know I need to do to push the needle forward. Why? Because you know at a head knowledge, but you kind of got the twisties where your nervous system is doing something totally different. I'm just going to be in these unhealthy relationships where guys don't show up for me because it feels normal, because that's what I grew up with. That's the reality I'm entangled with from my past, right? Because if I attract if I start going on dates with high quality men, that might feel not safe. Why? Because they might get to know me and then there's something there I'm rejecting in me that they might reject in me. Or they might come and then they leave. Or here's another one with money. This was me. It doesn't matter how much money comes in, there's this deep fear I'm going to lose it. I don't have the skills to have it. Or this is not familiar for me. Or I have to work so hard. I have to show up so perfectly in order for me to have money. If I don't show up perfectly, money will leave me. Or I'm giving you guys lots of examples. Or if I don't show up perfectly, the man will leave me. Is this resonating with anybody? Let me know in the comments if this is resonating with anybody right now. We're going to talk about how to re-regulate out of this. Let me know in the comments right now if you're having some aha moments around men or around money or both. Let me know in the comments. And like I said, this doesn't matter if you are a super successful woman. I have women in here that have 7, 8-figure businesses. And I have women in here that are going through divorces. I have women in here that are in unhealthy situations right now and are trying to get themselves out of it. Okay, so I'm telling you that this is all of us. Okay, both. Yes. And can you guys see that when you don't understand that you have, we'll call it the twisties, can you see now that if you don't understand that this is what's actually happening in you, all the shame that can come with this, so much shame, because you think there's something wrong with you. You think you're lazy. You think you're a procrastinator. You think men are just avoiding you, that the type of men you want to date. Or you think you just have relationship drama. Or you think that there's something wrong with you with money. And it's not, right? You've just been energetically coupled or entangled to your past. And it's dysregulated in your nervous system. And that's why you keep playing in these patterns. But we're going to break out of that today. So awesome. I love it. And the reason why I love you girls sharing that is because I want you to see that you're not the only one. Because for me, for so long, I thought I was the only one. I couldn't articulate this, right? So I remember, like I talk about in my, a lot of my videos, is the number one thing that will dysregulate a woman's nervous system is shame. So the more you're shaming yourself for this, oh, I mess up. Oh, I'm procrastinating. Oh, I can't get this right. Oh, what's wrong with me? How did I get myself in this situation again? That was a big one for me. How did I get myself in this situation again? Right? You're just shaming yourself. Scripturally speaking, my favorite scripture in John 8, right? Stoning your consciousness. You're stoning yourself, right? You see, it's all in alignment with each other. This is all mirroring each other. You're just dysregulating your nervous system. So anyway, how do we heal out of this? I'm going to give you 7 ways to heal out of this. Okay, let me just check my notes really quick. And then honey, I'll give you, I just want to make sure I'm on track. Baby, can I just check my notes one more time? Okay. Yeah, I talked about that. If we exit out of this, will that still stay on? Or are you recording on here?
I'll switch that one to the host and then I can exit out.
Okay. Give me guys 1 second. We're going to switch phones because I want to make sure I get all the points that I have written out for you girls, and it's on my other phone, but it's echoing, so he's going to turn it off. Okay. So just give me 1 second.
That was the whole.
I'm the host now?
Yeah.
So do I press record?
Press it again just in case. I believe it's still recording.
Oh, no, it's still recording. Oh, perfect. Good job. Thanks, honey. Oh, perfect. Thanks, baby. Okay. Yeah, because I want to stay on track. Okay, good. I got all that. Okay, so in summary, what we're doing, so how you re-regulate out of this is practice feeling new feelings and new beliefs in this area. So whatever the area is that you are wanting to re-regulate around. So for most of us, it's around money and it's around men. So a couple things, and this is what I talk about in all my videos, right? So the first thing is the new belief. So the three things, I'll say it again one more time, but I talk about this in my other videos and audios. So the three things to nervous system re-regulate. This is actual neuroscience, okay? So the first thing is you're picking a new belief around that thing that you want to re-regulate around. Money, men, whatever, okay? New belief, new story. Number two is feel good emotion. So that's why I talk so much about you're just having fun. You're just practicing, right? Because you're signaling to your nervous system you're safe. You're safe. And you do want to have emotion around it, good feeling emotion around it, because that's how you actually rewire your neural networks in your nervous system. Okay, so you need to have that feel good emotion. And then number three is repetition. So that's why I tell all you girls to brainwash yourself in here daily. So looking back to Simone Biles, for example, she did the exact same thing. She took herself out of the Olympics, and then she every single day brainwashing her nervous system, practicing, but doing it in a really fun way. Really fun way. Okay. So that's all you're doing. But I want to go into like really practical examples of what you guys can do to really nervous system re-regulate around this. Okay. So 7 things here. Okay. So number 1 that I want you guys to know about your nervous system. Okay. I'm just so excited for you girls. Is our nervous system rejects what's foreign. Your nervous system rejects what's foreign to you. So this is why I tell you girls, every single day you want to normalize internally your new reality. Okay, so think of it, just once again, looking at science. What happens, you guys, if you put a foreign object in your body, or what your immune system thinks is foreign? What happens? Put in the comments, what happens? If your immune system thinks something is foreign, what does it do? Could be cashews, attacks it, rejects it. Yeah, it rejects it and attacks it, right? Tries to get rid of it, right? Do you have to tell your immune system to do it? No, it just does it. So that's what our nervous system does. That's what our nervous system does. So think, if I grew up in a household, or maybe I've been through stuff in the last few years where it was not safe around money, or if it wasn't safe around masculine energy, guess what your nervous system has been programmed to? This is foreign. So say money comes into your reality right now, or there's healthy men around you right now. What are you going to do? You're going to reject it. Your nervous system will reject it because it's foreign, or even yet attack it, stir up some drama. Just because I don't recognize healthy masculine energy, I don't recognize all this money, right? So how you heal that is by practicing normalizing the healthy masculine energy. You normalize what it feels like to have money. So this is why I have scripting, right? So go and watch the I have scripting in all my programs, but in the Relax Money Magnet section at the very bottom, I have 4 scripting videos. Okay. And what it's doing is I'm teaching you how to normalize how to have the husband, the provider energy husband, internally first, in your nervous system first. So when he shows up, you're not like, oh, he's boring, or you just manufacture some drama just because. Okay, same with money. So what I get you girls to do, I get you girls to script on money. What does it feel like? So think of the amount of money, the money that you're calling in. Maybe you want an extra $10,000 a month without working harder. Maybe you want an extra $100,000. Maybe you want a different type of client, right? You just, maybe you want to move, whatever it is that you're avoiding. It could be your body, right? We do this exact same thing with our body. This is why I get you to script on your body. Because if you've been a certain way your entire life when it comes to your body, if you've had an unhealthy relationship with food, for example, where if I eat food, I'm going to get fat, right? So if I, or, you know, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't want to feel rejected. I don't want to feel ashamed. Whatever the story is, everyone is so different, right? Whatever that is, you want to normalize a new reality. So I get you to script on it. And then what happens is it's going to reprogram your nervous system to feel safe. Same with the audios, reprogramming your nervous system to feel safe. That's why I get you to do vision boards, right? To make it fun, make it light. And as you're practicing this every day, you're signaling to your nervous system, don't reject this. Don't attack this, receive it. I get to receive it. And then you practice that. You practice those reps all the time. Guess what happens? Eventually, you're decoupling yourself from your old reality and you're receiving your new reality. Okay? I love this so much. So, so much. And it's okay. Okay. So number two. So number one is you got to normalize it in your nervous system first. Now, I'm going to talk about, okay, when it feels uncomfortable. This is why on my last masterclass last week, the main challenge I had you girls work on is pattern interruption. Pattern interruption, because how you really decouple yourself from your old reality and feel safe to receive your new reality is in that very moment when you're feeling triggered. In that very moment, something shows up in your reality, okay? It could be anything from looking at your bank account to something happens to your car to a guy is just acting some type of way towards you. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. Okay. That energetic response that you have in that moment, that's the energy you've been playing in. And that's the energy that created that in the first place. Hear me. I really hope that you're hearing what I'm saying. So that your initial energetic response is what created that reality in the first place. So how to quantum leap out of it is we got to create you got to create a new energetic response. Okay. A new energetic response. Just a couple of people just showing it. So shout out to so many of you girls, because you girls have really worked on this week. And I saw your wins. You're like, this happened, but instead of reacting like this, I reacted like that. That is a perfect example of you creating a new, like allowing your triggers to be your friends. I always say your triggers are your friends, and creating a new energetic response. And as you practice, it becomes your new normal. But if you keep responding in the old way, so if you keep responding at the guy does something, and we all need practice, okay? All of us do. If you keep responding in the old way where you look at your bank account and the first thing you feel is lack of money, or you have a new client, but you have a fear that they're going to leave, or you have, maybe stress around dating apps, or even with your husband, those triggers that come up, that's what's keeping those patterns going. So in the very moment when that trigger comes up and you feel like, okay, fight or flight, check in with yourself. What is it that I'm feeling right now? What is it that I'm feeling right now? What am I afraid of right now? Am I afraid of abandonment, right? That anxious attachment style? Or am I afraid that if they get too close to me, something bad's going to happen? Check in with yourself. Just observe, okay? Don't personalize it, but just observe it. And then in that moment, okay, what's my new energetic response in this very moment? So that's what we kind of talked about last week. But another thing to really help you get ahead of it, because I don't want you to you just have to wait for triggers to come up. You can get ahead of it. And you get ahead of it by scripting, by listening to audios, even these master classes, listening to those over and over and over again. Because what you're doing is you're normalizing in your nervous system your new reality. And I promise you, baby girl, I promise you with everything on a quantum level, on a neuroscience level, and on a spiritual level, when you put in these reps and you learn to feel so good, like money is not a big deal, money is as easy as breathing. Being in a healthy relationship is normal, is just my new reality. Being put on a pedestal and being treated so well is just my new reality. Being in my hot, healthy, confident body where I'm aging in reverse is just no big deal. It's just my new reality. The more you practice that over and over and over again, it cannot help but birth into reality, manifest into reality. It has to. It's science, it's a spiritual truth, it's everything. Okay. But you're not shaming yourself in the process. So, which brings me to point number 2. This is so important. Okay. Write this down. Write this down. I love it. The confidence. Yes, exactly. It gets to be fun and easy. Okay. So, number 2, I can't receive what I condemn. Write this down. I can't receive more of what I'm condemning. Condemning. Okay. So, I'm going to teach you how to regulate out of this. So, condemning is this. If you condemn yourself or you condemn other people, you energetically can't receive the thing that you're calling in. So, for example, if you're looking at another person and you're judging them, okay, for the money that they have, for example, or the love that they have, the relationship that they have, the body that they have, whatever it is, you're low key judging them, okay? Likewise, you condemn yourself. Why can't I be like that? Why can't I have money like that? Why can't I be in a relationship like that? You're condemning yourself. Oh, it's because I'm like this. Oh, it's because of like this. It's because I come from this background. It's because I'm this color of skin. It's because this happened to me. It's because I've been divorced. It's because I've made this mistake. You are condemning yourself. That is not from God. God's perfect love casts out all fear, all sin, everything. God's perfect love. This is why I talk to you about love bombing your nervous system. Go listen to the de-shaming nervous system audio again after this, okay? Because you cannot receive what you're calling in. You cannot manifest your dreams and your reality if you're busy condemning yourself or you're condemning other people. It could be your husband. It could be men that you're dating. It could be men in general. Here's another example. If you low key, and this is like deep, like underneath the surface we're getting to right now. A lot of times we don't understand. I don't understand why this is happening. Like everything looks so good on the outside with you, but you don't understand why these patterns keep playing out. This is when I want you to go deeper, deeper. Am I low key condemning anybody right now? Ask yourself. So, for example, if you talk poorly about men, your dad, even if your dad was a jerk and he abused you, okay, I'm not saying that you need to accept him, but are you still condemning him? Your mom, even, okay? Other men, maybe your ex, maybe a man that hurt you. This is why I talk about your relationship with masculine energy. You need to heal that wound with God, right? Because of religion, maybe, and it could be legit, girl. Like it could have been that you did go through abuse. It could be that you did go through stuff. That's understandable. But if you, this is why, this is how you heal it, okay? Do you need to forgive anybody? Bless them and release them. And shout out to a lot of you girls, because I know you've been working through that. I think it was Maggie said something about this. And I can't remember if it was Dora, someone else said something about this week, where they're forgiving the men in their life. Dad, dad was there, wasn't there, right? I'm getting better. Support's like, I'm getting better at it. Baby girl, it's practice. You're just practicing. Okay, it's okay if you don't hit it the first time. But I want you to understand the energetic entanglement that you get yourself into. It keeps you tethered in this reality subconsciously because you're still condemning masculine energy. Okay. So after this, you do some like soul searching and ask yourself, is there any area in my life where I'm condemning masculine energy? It makes you bitter. It makes you resentful. It doesn't feel safe. Masculine energy doesn't feel safe, right? In the high value magnetic woman section in the classroom, I have a coaching call on healing your energy with masculine or healing your relationship with masculine energy. Okay, so you can go watch that and do this over again. Okay, but you cannot condemn it. Same with your body. You can't be judging another woman about her body, judging yourself about your body, and expect to have a healthy, confident body. Okay, so third example, money. Okay, you can't condemn money. I hate money. I hate that. I hate these bills. I hate that, people need money from me, or I have to pay this, I have to pay that, right? Or this client that, or my boss, right? You're condemning, but you can't receive what you're condemning. So instead, even if you're transitioning out of a job that you don't enjoy, but you're calling in a new business or you're calling in new income streams, you can't condemn what you already have and then expect to receive. Okay, so maybe take some time and do some soul searching around this. Where am I condemning money? Where am I condemning money? And it could be condemning myself around money. I'm not good with money. You're condemning yourself. If I receive money, I'm going to lose it, right? Or I feel weird asking people for money. I feel weird showing up on social media and talking to people about my business and my services. You're condemning yourself, babe. Is this making sense? Let me know in the comments if this is making sense. That was just number 2. I got 5 more. And I'm not expecting you to get all of this masterclass. I want you to go back and re-listen to this and really look at this. Okay. So number 2, to summarize it, you can't receive what you're condemning. And to heal that, you bless it and you release it. You bless it and you release it. I'm so thankful I get to pay for my phone bill and my cell phone bill and my light bill. I'm so grateful I get to pay for my taxes. I'm so grateful I get to pay for this invoice. I'm so grateful that people pay me, and I'm so grateful that I get to pay things because money is always circulating around me. Money, it's always there. It's always going to be there. Men, love, it's always going to be there. I love it. I love my husband. I love my future husband. I love it. I love how amazing he is. I love those little things that he does for me that I've been ignoring. I love that about him, right? You can do this like with your current husband or the future husband you're calling in. This is what I did for so long. That's why I want you girls to go listen to the scripting videos again, right? I was blessing my husband before he came into the picture. I told you girls, your husband is walking around this planet right now. Okay, whether you're married or not, he's walking around this planet right now. Bless him every day. Bless your money. Bless your clients. Bless your future clients. Bless your team. Bless your boss. Bless the government. I remember I did this. I had a $42,000 tax bill after my late husband passed away. So instead of being so angry at this, I started blessing the government. I started blessing. I was in Canada at the time. I'm so grateful for my government. So instead of condemning my government for being so social, I was blessing my government. And guess what happened? They cleared the entire $42,000 tax bill. Why? Because I was blessing them, because God's mercy triumphs over judgment. Okay. This works every time. Okay. Bless your enemies. Why? Why? Because it frees you, babe. Bless your father that abused you. I know that you're like, what? I'm not saying you need to accept it. I'm not saying you need to stay in an abusive situation. Okay? The government owes me money. Yes. Right? I'm not saying you need to stay in an abusive, unhealthy situation. And I'm not saying you just give your money away just because. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But the scripture says God loves a cheerful giver, right? He's talking about your energy around it. You feel good around releasing, which brings me to my third point, which is you have to feel good in the energy of that thing. Okay, so people are attracted to, so men and money are attracted to energy that feels good. Okay, now in order for it to feel good, you need to feel good in your energy. Say, I need to feel good in my energy first. I need to feel good in my energy first. I need to feel delicious in my energy first. I need to feel valuable in my energy first. right? It's not when the man comes in the picture, then I'll feel good. It's not when the money comes into the picture, then I'll feel good. It's not when I lose the weight, then I'll feel good. It doesn't work like that, babe. Okay. You want to quantum shift, you want to shift your reality quick, collapse timelines, then you need to feel it first. Even if your 3D reality is telling you the opposite, right? It's in that very moment that you're choosing a new energetic pattern to allow you to decouple from your old reality to receive your new reality. Okay? Why do I have favor everywhere I go? Why do you girls have favor everywhere you go, especially when you listen to the I'm a love magnet audio? We get so many crazy testimonials from that. Why? Because it's programming your nervous system that you feel so good. You love yourself so much. You feel so good. You feel so yummy and delicious that everybody wants to be in your energy. This is how people become like addicted, obsessed with you in a healthy way, in a very healthy way, in your relationships, in your marriage, on social media, with your clients, literally with your kids, like with everybody. People feel so good in my energy, right? I want you to put that in the chat right now. Affirm it. People feel so good in my energy. People feel so good in my energy. I want you to script on this. People feel so good in my energy. My husband feels so good in my energy. My clients feel so good in my energy. My social media following, my community, even if you have one follower and it's your mom, that's okay. They feel so good in my energy. Okay. My kids feel so good in my energy. Strangers feel so good in my energy. When you're embodied in that, babe, guess what happens? Everybody's magnetized to you. Okay. I love it. Oh my gosh. Um, and also one thing that will help you with this is you're not attached to them. You are attached to you feeling good. You're not attached to whether they're there or they're not there. This is what heals that anxiousness, right? Remember we talked about the anxiousness attachment style is if the man is there, if he texts me, if I get money, if I get paid, if I get the compliments, if I get the views, if I get the likes, if I get the follows, if I, my scale moves, I'm losing weight, then I feel good. No, 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 babe. You're not attached to anything. You're not looking for validation from anybody, right? I was talking about that this week. And because of this, because you are taking all that energy off of everybody else to make you feel good, even money, even your bank accounts, okay? And you're putting all that energy back on you and you're learning to love you. You're learning to feel good with you. What happens? The energy shifts and everybody wants to be in your energy. And the irony of this is when you're not trying, right? That's why I say you're not even trying. That's why the guy that you don't want to date wants to date you. You're not trying, right? Because you feel so good in your energy. So he wants a piece of that, right? But it's the same thing with money. It's the same thing with money. Okay. I feel so good with my money. I feel good releasing money. I feel good paying my bills. I feel good receiving money from my clients. I don't feel weird talking about what I do. I don't feel weird about showing up on camera because I feel so good with me. And because of it, the natural fruit of that, the natural manifestation of that is everybody wants to be in my energy. Money loves being in my energy. Okay, men love being in my energy. Healthy men, you can script on that. Healthy men love being in my energy. Okay, number 4. Oh, this is so good. Okay, rotationally date as a way of life. Write this down. Rotationally date as a way of life. I made this up, but it's going to help you really reprogram your nervous system. So you girls have heard me talk about rotational dating, right? And I'm saying this even if you're married, okay? I'm not saying go and date other guys if you're married. That's not what I'm saying. Just follow with me for a second. The reason why rotationally dating works so powerfully is because all your energy is not on one person, because men can feel that, right? And that's why they run away, even if they're amazing. So to heal that and to help with that is you want to disperse your energy to other men. you're not sleeping with them, because when you sleep with them, you're energetically entangling yourself with them. Okay, that's another discussion. But you're going on dates with them. Okay, coffee dates, dinner dates. Shout out to Mariah. She was at the carnival. She's really enjoying the rotational dating right now. And what happens is men can feel that. Why? Because everyone is connected to each other. So that's why men can feel your energy. This is why people can feel your energy, even if you're not together in the moment. Okay, the quantum physics stuff. Anyway, so when your energy is not coming at them all the time, but you're just loving your life, you're enjoying your life, you're talking to other guys or going on other coffee dates, they feel that. And because you're not attached to them, you've given them space to come towards you. So masculine energy naturally is attracted to that. So it's going to move towards you like a little sperm. Okay. Now that's the dating scenario. Now, if you are married, and even with your money, I want you to also rotationally date. So what this means is you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You don't have how you feel isn't reliant on one person. How you feel isn't reliant on one income stream. Okay? Because what happens is it's the same effect. When you have how I feel is dependent on if how I feel is dependent on my husband, if he shows up for me that day or doesn't, or my clients, if my clients show up or they don't, you are in that same pattern. So instead, I want you to not be attached to anybody and disperse your energy. So what this I'll give you a relationship example and I'll give you a money example. Okay, so money example. Okay. I used to only have one income stream. This is when I was a single mom. Okay. I used to only have one income stream. It was a very good income stream, but it was still one income stream. The amount of pressure I felt from this one income stream was crazy. And it wasn't until we went into COVID and I thought I was going to lose that income stream that I started creating more income streams. Okay. And because of it, I still love that original income stream, but I have multiple income streams now, multiple. And because of it, I don't have this energy of if something happens to this one income stream, my life is over, right? Because that's what your nervous system gets triggered as, is like, I'm going to die, right? That's the fight or flight response. That's why you're feeling so stressed around money, is you've put money or that job or that business or your boss or your clients or your social media following on a pedestal. You need to take them off the pedestal. I was talking to one of my private clients about this week, and it shifted everything for her. I'm like, you need to take your clients. I don't care if they're high ticket clients, they're not on a pedestal. Because what's happening is you show up with different energy when they're on a pedestal. You still value them, you still honor them, you still appreciate them 100%. You appreciate every little thing, you still bless them, you still show up, but they are not your source. Write that down. They are not my source. Money, clients, and men, even my husband, is not my source. I want you to write that down. Okay? You need to ask yourself, who have I put on a pedestal that needs to come off of a pedestal? The only one that gets to go on a pedestal is God in me. So I'm on the pedestal, and God in me is on the pedestal. This is what God calls idolatry. It's when you're worshiping things outside of yourself. Ooh, that was fire. When you worship things outside of yourself, that's called idolatry. Why does God care about idolatry? Not because he's a jealous God. I know scripture says he's a jealous God, but he's saying it because it's in you, babe. You're the source. In you. Say it's in me. I'm the source. God in me is the source. God in me is the source. That means no one else goes on a pedestal ever. That's your source of happiness, your source of provision, your source of security, your source of safety, your source of fun. Whoops, your source. Okay? So ask yourself after this call, who have I put on a pedestal that I've made my source? Clients, social media, my boss, my husband, men on a dating app. My boyfriend, have I made them my source? Are you guys still with me? Let me know in the comments. You're still with me. You do not need validation from anybody anymore, ever again. You're already worthy, babe. So, and I learned this in social media too, right? When you're broken and you show up on social media, you look at social media for validation. Likes, comments, views, money, my sales accounts, my bank accounts, how I look, my body. I used to look for validation from all those things. Attention. But no, I don't need validation from any of those things. I see me. I validate me. And because of that, all those things went off of the pedestal. And once I took all those things off of a pedestal, not from a place of you can't hurt me and the walls are up, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking from a place of I love and I appreciate all of those things. Yes, I want all of it. Like, give it to me. I'll receive it. But whether it's there or it's not there, it doesn't affect how I feel about myself. So we still love those things. We still appreciate those things. We want the overflowing bank accounts and the men and the attention and, the hot, confident body and thousands of clients and views and followers on social media. We want all those things. We appreciate all those things, but we're not attached or need them. And the only way you're going to get yourself from focusing all your energy on that is by rotationally dating with other things in your life. Okay? So you're getting what you need from other sources, not that. Okay? So what that looks like when you're married, we'll talk about the relationship example. I'll give you a relationship example if you're married or if you're not married. Okay? So if you're married, what that looks like is your happiness, your provision is not your husband. You still honor him. You still appreciate every little thing that he does. You love him. You thank God and you bless him every single day. But you have other things going on in your life, girl, right? Like you're working on your personal development. You're in the feminine energy place. I was going to call it the play shop. That was my old program. You're in the feminine energy academy. You are working out. You're taking care of your hair. You're going on dates with your girlfriends. You are, you're doing other things that light you up on the inside, creative things that light you up. You're resting. And when you do that, all that energy is not going to be focused on him. Okay. And then likewise with dating or you're in a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, situationship, same thing, girl. You got other things going on in your life. And that's what makes you so attractive. And it prevents you from making that person your source. Okay. I love it. Okay. A couple more. We're going to go like 15 minutes over. Just so you girls know. Because this is just so good. I want you girls to practice this. Okay. Couple more things. That I want to point out. I know another thing that people really struggle with is consistency. They're like, I really struggle with showing up consistently. Is that anybody? Let me know in the comments. You struggle with showing up consistently. Yes. Okay. Happening. This was so freeing for me. This is why I want to tell you girls this. Because out of head knowledge, once again, you need to show up consistently, right? You know that. But the nervous system is just it's not doing it. It's not showing up consistently because you were bogged down in your energy. So how you actually show up consistently is you need to have the emotional energy to show up consistently. So write this down. Say, I need the emotional energy to show up consistently. What this means is this. Right now, the reason why you're not showing up consistently, and it could be for your workouts, it could be for you want to get up at a certain time because you want to spend time scripting and praying. It could be you want to show up on social media, you want to work on a new business, whatever it is. Like it's all the same thing, right? Just think of something that you want to be consistent in. Likely you have so many other things going on in your mind and in your body, overworked, you're exhausted. You don't have the actual emotional capacity to show up consistently. That's why you're not showing up consistently. So it could be an avoidant thing where, like I talked about before, you don't feel safe in your nervous system. But let's assume that you're already dealing with that. because of the other things I told you to do. So let's assume that you're dealing with that, because that's also why you won't show up consistently until you feel safe in your nervous system. But say it's like, no, I do feel safe, but I'm actually just not showing up consistently. Then likely it is that you just don't have the energy. So how you heal this is you got to look at your life right now. I want you to do a brain dump. What areas of my life is taking up energy that I need to release? So I have the space, the emotional capacity to show up in this other area of my life. I'll give you a practical example. Okay. After this call, I want you guys to take your phones and close out all your old windows. All your old windows. This is such a picture of how we do things energetically as well. So a lot of people don't know, but they have windows that are still open. You have windows that are still open on your phone. Okay. What happens? This is why your phone is moving so slowly. It could be your computer too. Okay. Once you close out all those windows, what happens? Your phone starts working faster. Why? Because it has the space to do what you want it to do. I'm constantly clearing out my phone because I do so much video, right? So I have old videos that I have to constantly clear out. Otherwise, I can't download my new content. This is what we do energetically. So I want you to go through your life and look at what are the windows that are still open that are draining my energy. Maybe that served you before, but it's draining your energy now and it's not in alignment with the 2.0 version of you. That's why you're not showing up consistently. So you think, oh, you're lazy. You're not lazy, babe. It's that your energy is at full capacity with all this other stuff that you're still tethered to. Okay. So clear that out. Ask yourself, a lot of times it has to do with relationships. It has to do with you overthinking, overworking. There's lots of different things. It could be you're spending too much time scrolling on social media, right? But what are your energy drainers that you can let go of so you can free up space, right? So you can free up space for what it is that's in line with the 2.0 version of you. That's all it is. It's just emotional energy. That's it, babe. Okay. That's also why if you stay in an unhealthy situation, like relationship, like a situationship, you're actually blocking your husband from finding you. You're actually blocking your husband from finding you because you're so emotionally entangled. We talked about the entanglement. You're so emotionally entangled to this current situationship that it actually blocks you from receiving your actual husband. Okay. Same thing in business. If you're emotionally entangled to your old business or old clients that don't align with you anymore, you have to break free from that. This is what I had to do in order to receive your new business and your new income streams. As soon as I emotionally untangled myself from my old ways of doing business, everything took off in my business. But I was stuck there for like 4 years. Okay. Number 7. I think I got my numbers mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was the consistency. Oh yeah, 5 was consistency. Consistency requires emotional healing. Okay, 2 more. 2 more. These are so good. Okay, so this is number 6 for nervous system re-regulating. Okay, is you need to have energetic boundaries, not walls. Energetic boundaries, not walls. So I talked about this before. Walls are no, I'm not letting anybody in because I don't want to get hurt. This is the avoidant attachment style, right? I'm going to find something wrong with you first so you don't find something wrong with me. So if you find that you often find things wrong with people, with men, okay, clients, just other people in general, okay, that's that avoidant attachment style of if I find something wrong in you, you don't get to come close to me. And I do that as a way to protect myself. Okay, so how you heal this, babe, is you have boundaries, not walls. So ask yourself, why don't I feel safe? Why don't I feel safe with the money? Why don't I feel safe with the men? What do I feel like I'm rejecting in myself that other people are going to reject in me? Okay, what's the new story? And then ask yourself, what boundaries do I need to have in place so I can show up and feel safe? Okay, perfect example. I'll give a business example of this, of social media. I said this before, is walls would be, I'm not even going on social media because I don't want to be seen. I don't want people to say things about me. So I'm just going to avoid it completely, even though I know it's in alignment with the 2.0 version of me. A boundary would, so I can feel safe to show up, is when I show up on social media, I have my Adora team support and my husband now, but before him, I just had my support. And any people that showed up that said really weird stuff, they would just block them. Right? So that's a boundary. So I don't even waste any emotional energy thinking about it, rejection, and I show up with free energy to connect with the girls I want to connect with. Okay, that's a perfect example of this. Another perfect example in relationships is a lot of people are afraid of dating, right? Going on dating apps, not feeling safe. So you have healthy boundaries in place. I changed my location. I didn't want people to know what city I lived in. That helped me feel safe showing up on a dating app, right? I'm not doing this until we get married. That helped me feel safe. I'm not getting drunk with you because we're waiting until marriage before we do this. That helped me feel safe to not break boundaries with myself. If you tend to break boundaries with yourself, go listen to the inner child healing. I've already talked about this. But it's at a young age, you normalized in your nervous system abandoning yourself. Okay, that's where that comes from. So go listen to that audio. Okay, last but not least, this is the most important thing of everything I've talked about today. Okay, write this down. I get to have it anyway. I get to have it anyway. Even if I don't get things perfectly, even if I don't do everything perfectly that Natasha just talked about for the last hour, I still get to have the money. I still get to have the juicy love in the marriage. I get to have my dream life. I still get to have my dream body. I still get to have it. I still get to have it. When you decide I get to have it anyway, that's when you really quantum leap. Because otherwise, and this is why I'm really careful about digging deep into stuff of why we are the way we are, because sometimes women can get really stuck and fixated on it. Like, oh, this is happening because I'm like this. I'm avoidant attachment style or anxious attachment style, or because I went through a divorce, or because my genetics, or whatever it is, because I have 10 kids, whatever excuse we give ourselves, right? I want you to really program your nervous system with repetition of I get to have it anyway. That means even if I don't show up perfectly on social media, even if I don't show up perfectly in my business, even if I don't show up perfectly in my marriage, even if I don't show up perfectly on my dating apps, even if I don't show up perfectly on my dates, even if I don't do my workouts perfectly, even if I don't do my new eating style perfectly, I still get to have my desires now. Now. Okay? Because otherwise, the perfectionism will become an excuse. It doesn't matter. Once I've shifted this in myself and with my clients, it freed them up so much because they start obsessing about, oh, well, I got to do this. I got to have this. What about this? What about, stop. Stop. I get to have it anyway. I get to have it anyway. Okay. So your fun challenge for this week, okay, is number one is you're clearing out any windows, any drainers, any open windows to free up the emotional capacity to receive your new desire. Okay. Anything from your past that you need to let go of, that you need to decouple yourself from, energetically untangle yourself from, I want you to do that this week. Okay. Script on it, release it, bless it, and clear up space to receive your new reality right now. Okay. And even go through your phone and clear out space. Okay. Number two. Oh, this is so good. This is the download I got that I woke up in the middle of the night and this just came to me and I was like, okay, this is for you girls. I want you to write a letter to your nervous system. I know it sounds funny. I want you to write a letter to your nervous system and I want you to thank your nervous system. Okay. And so what you're going to do, be like, thank you, nervous system, that you served me in this way my whole life. Your nervous system was only doing its job. It was trying to keep you safe. Okay. So, it was trying to keep you safe by freaking you out so you would avoid certain things or, you know, um, you know, even making you anxious and stressed out about certain things because it didn't feel safe. So instead of condemning your nervous system because of what you've been through and how you've been up to this point, I want you to thank your nervous system. Like, thank you, nervous system, that you served me in this way. I understand that you were trying to keep me safe, but now I'm in a new reality. And now in this new reality, it's easy and it's safe to receive money. It is so easy and safe to receive healthy masculine energy. It is so easy and safe to release the extra weight and be in my dream confident body. I want you to have a loving conversation with your nervous system. Okay? And you're going to tell your nervous system, you're thanking it, you're not shaming it for what it's doing, but you're thanking it for how it served you in the past, but you're moving on to a new reality now. And you're going to tell your nervous system, moving forward, it's going to be safe. We're going to train you to feel safe to receive and put in the amount of money that you want to call in. Okay? And you and your nervous system are on the same page. Okay? And this is like a really fun and loving way to not condemn yourself and not condemn your nervous system, but to love it and honor it because it was there to protect you. It was there to keep you safe. But now you're in a new reality. Okay? And then the third thing I want you to do, okay, this is a reflection question that you can script on. How can I make it even easier for people to love me and for people to pay me? How can I make it even easier for people to love me and for people to pay me? Okay. And notice what comes up. See the resistance that comes up. Do you feel afraid? Do you feel anxious? Work through that. Ask yourself, why am I feeling like that? What's the reframe, and release it? And even on a practical level, like with money, how I asked myself this question, and this is when all the new income streams opened up, is, do I make it easy or hard for people to pay me? Right? If you're not showing up talking about your business, then it's going to be hard for people to pay you. Right? If you feel weird invoicing people, it's going to be hard for people to pay you. If you have a 10-step process for people to pay you, it's going to be hard for people to pay you. Right? So just reflect on that as well. And same with the love. Do I make it hard for my husband to love me? Do I make it hard for men to find me and to, to show me that, to receive from them? Do I make it challenging for people? Right? And if you do, don't judge yourself, but then ask yourself, how can I make it easier? One of the easiest ways is just to love on yourself, right? To save money for yourself, to pay you first, right? Okay. I'm not going to keep going, but I really hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments right now. What was the biggest thing that you got out of today's call? Let me know in the comments, and then we're done. Let me know in the comments, what was the biggest aha moment that you had on today's call? And then we have basketball tournaments after this. Practicing fun to get rid of the twisties. Yes, I love it. Fun. Practice and fun. Boundaries, not walls. Yes, Shannon. Fun. Keep it fun. Keep it fun. If you don't show up and talk about your business, you're not going to get paid. You get to have it anyway. Yes. I love that people feel so good in my energy journaling prompts. Yes. You get to have it anyway. You do not have to be perfect at all. All right. The trigger to the nervous system creating drama because you feel unsafe. Yep. Think of the autoimmune. What is the autoimmune response? It attacks the foreign object. Right? We're not doing that anymore. It's safe to receive. Normalize my new reality. Yes. Only yourself and God are your source. You are not attached to anyone else. No one else gets to be your source. Showing up consistently has to do with clearing out emotional things that are draining you. Yes, so good. I get to have it anyway. I love it. I want you girls saying that every single day. I get to have it anyway. I get to have it anyway. Make it easy for people to pay me. Show up for yourself and make it easy for people to pay me. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so good, girls. Listen to this one again. Back and script on and share your wins. Keep sharing your wins this week. because it inspires everyone else. What you focus on grows. Remember, we're not following linear timelines. We're collapsing timelines. We're quantum leaping. It's not in the future. It's right now. All your desires, all the things you're calling in right now. You get to have it right now. Keep it so fun. And you're just practicing. You are just practicing. You're just practicing with the business. You're just practicing with the men and the dating and the marriage and the workouts and whatever it is you're doing, the hot, rich wife reality. You're just practicing. So have fun because you get to have it anyway. And I love you so much. I love you so much. Okay. Bye, girls.